Hey y'all, Jackie here, hanging out at Two Squares, talking to you today about a mindset and aging. Aging is something that we all have to do. It's part of the journey, as we all know, just like, having kids. We start out with our newborns, and then we go to the toddler stage, the teen stage, having the adult kid stage. A lot of you have already been there. Some of you are just coming up on any one of those stages. And they all have their trials and tribulations, joys, all kinds of everything that we have to do during those phases, but it is part of the journey. So is aging. And I'm here to tell you that honestly, things I think are pretty good as you age, or at least I certainly hope they should be for you as well. I've had a really good time turning 40. That was a really highlight of my aging process, to be honest with you. I will tell you, at that point in my life, I thought I was pretty invincible. Turned 50 and almost thought I was invincible and realized that it's not true. So what does that mean? That means that, things change, time changes, we change, how we train changes, how we eat has to change, how we think about things has to change. And, hormones change. And that's the same for both men and women. Women are going to go through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. Guys are going to go through andropause. Yes, it's a thing. So we're all just going to have to deal with what comes as being adult humans. But does it have to mean that we have to stop what we're doing? Absolutely not. I think it really has to do with it is a mindset. Absolutely 100% it is a mindset. And think back to, even 10 years ago, say you were training for something and you felt really good. Now, 10 years later, do you want to train like that? Well, maybe you can't. And not necessarily that you have to. You have to understand that, you do what you can with what you have where you are. Thank you, Teddy Roosevelt. It's one of my favorite quotes, actually. And because things change, you have to adapt and be okay with your change. And not all of those changes will happen simultaneously, nor are they easy. But going to look to friends or other people who have gone before you, asking them for advice, seeing how they handled things. Sometimes that's a really good thing to do and a way to go about it. Just something that I can remember too is there was one day in class, I would say like 5 years ago, even 5 years ago for me. I was lifting and I started comparing myself. Weird, right? I mean, who does that? But I remember thinking, I had a hurt back at the time. I felt like I wasn't progressing. I felt like I was going backwards. And I was kind of upset with myself. So I took a little bit of time. I went into the bathroom. I literally cried in the middle of class and pulled up my big girl panties and came back out, went right back to lifting, and decided that, I have to be okay with this. And at that point is when you have to decide that you're going to make that change and you're going to move forward. Well, that's what you have to do with aging. So there's nothing that says you can't continue being awesome, okay? Continue lifting. Maybe it's not as much as you did, but continue lifting. Work on your form. That is huge, especially if you're having, any kind of injuries or anything that you feel like is holding you back. So just continue to push forward. And I'm going to leave you with a couple of sayings. Just lift, train hard, be healthy, have fun, and enjoy life. And ultimately, I think that's what it's about. Aging, schmaging, whatever. It is what you make it, okay? It's that mindset. So don't regret growing older, because it is a privilege that is denied by many. So